I'm Tamara Bennett with Southern Adoornments Decor, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to create this rusty mason jar kind of look. Isn't this the coolest? It just looks like it's almost like rusted around the edges. It's very rustic and antique kind of looking. So we're going to be doing that with this piece here. We've already got the oyster beige on here, so I'm going to get, let's see, I need a little bit of this dark chocolate color. So you're going to need a really dark brown, maybe a little bit of black. I'm going to squeeze out about a dime size amount of each. So I've got dark chocolate, a little bit of black. I also need a warm brown to create this sort of rich, warm color right here. I think the color I used last time was, it might have been this burnt sienna color. Burnt sienna. See how warm that is? It's almost a reddish brown. And then I'm also going to use this honey brown. It's a lighter color than the burnt sienna. So angle brushes are great for shading. If you don't have any of these, I have a set of angle brushes in my shop you can get. You're going to need a cup of water. I've got mine in my trusty little rooster mug that I always use. Let's get started. All right, you've got your background color painted, and you can either use water, which I prefer, or you can use some of this stuff, which I do have in my Amazon affiliate shop. It's called Matte Fluid Medium. This stuff will keep your paint from drying out really quickly, so I'm going to put a little puddle of it on my egg carton. It takes some getting used to because it makes your paint slippery and it keeps it wet longer. And so it keeps your paint more workable and it helps with the shading. So just dip your brush in a little bit of that. And then we're going to just start with, let's see, the lightest, hang on, I've got to think about this a second. I'm going to start with probably the lightest color, which is this honey brown, and a little bit of that matte medium. So I've got both on my brush here. And we're just going to start in the edge and work our way around. So start at the very edge of your door hanger. And just kind of, and you can dip in a little bit of water if your brush feels like it starts to drag and you lose the color. But just start working it around toward the middle. You want to start on the edge, that way all of that paint is darker around the outer edge and lighter toward the middle. So, okay, we've got, let me smooth this out. It wasn't looking very smooth. Let me get a little bit of that matte medium, because if it looks like it's not very smooth or it looks streaky, that matte medium will kind of loosen up the paint a little bit and help it slide around a little bit better. So do your up and down streaks and then go around the bottom to kind of smooth out where they come down here and around the top. Okay, so this is what we've got going on so far. Not a lot, just a little bit of that honey brown. That was the color we were using. So next I'm going to use a little bit of this burnt sienna. I'm using less of it because it's a darker color. I'm not going to get nearly as much. Let's see, we're going to come in about an inch on each side because that outer edge there is going to have the dark brown. And so I'm not going to worry so much about getting it really dark next to the edges. But keep dipping in that matte medium. And kind of just keep going back and forth till you get it the way you want it. Sometimes you have to just keep playing with it. And if it looks like it's too much, because in some places I feel like I've got too much, I'm just going to dab some off on my brush and get a little bit of water. Dab off the excess water and then pull that paint in a different area. Okay, so now let's start with let's move to a darker color, what is it called? Dark chocolate. I'm going to get a little bit of that matte medium and a little bit of that dark chocolate paint on my brush. And just start going around the outer edge here. I need some more of the matte medium. I'm going to kind of draw some lines here on my mason jar. I want the mason jar to kind of look like it's got the... So far I'm only using an angle brush, in case you guys were wondering. Just an angle brush. Just keep working it in and kind of make it look like it's got the ripples at the top of the glass. Okay, I'm going to dip in this matte medium again. And it's a little bit harsh over here in this side, so I'm just going to kind of pull that paint on around. I'm not adding any more paint right now. I'm just dipping in the matte medium and pulling the paint I already have on here to different areas. So you can keep shading that on into the middle and like thinning it out with the matte medium as you go toward the middle. Now I'm going to take, I've got my dark chocolate here and my black here. I'm going to get just a little bit of the black on the corner of my brush, and I'm going to mix it with just a little of the dark chocolate to create a really dark brown. And get some matte medium, and I'm going to go around the outside edge. So now I'm not getting any more paint. I'm just using the matte medium to kind of move the paint that's already on there and blend it a little bit better. Okay, now I do need a little bit more of the dark chocolate. Till you get it like you want it. Okay, they look pretty similar if we put them side by side. You can also mix this matte medium directly with your paint. If you don't want to like dip in the matte medium and then dip in the paint, you can mix it with your paint. However you want to do it.